Ask my friend, leave her, find your own. Leave her, Koshi. If I show you love, don't you move on.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining One Tribe Mag's listening session with singer-songwriter Moelogo. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, thank you, man. I'm good. Looking forward to the EP release on Friday, and just to see how people are gonna take to it, man. I'm grateful.
I know you recently just released the Me EP back in late August.
Yeah.
And then after announcing this one, I was kind of surprised that I wasn't expecting you to come back so soon. So what was the rationale between coming back already with this EP?
I think for me it's because I feel like I don't drop enough material. I do like body of work, but I said to myself, do you know what? I'm not gonna let anything hold me back. I'm just gonna drop as much as I can drop and let people just soak in as much music they can get. Body of work or singles, and because I promised that I'm gonna drop two EPs this year, I had to fulfill that promise.
Okay, so the first question for me is, how do you feel like as an artist? I can imagine the journey to releasing is just as stressful or as nerve-wracking as probably the process of making the music. So I just where's your headspace at right now?
I'm happy, man. I'm excited for everyone to listen to this music and hear it and see the growth from when I started the EP, which is Era 2 EP, just to see the growth now and see my journey and kind of understand where I'm going. So it's like a story. So they're seeing me, they're seeing everything I'm dropping, and they get to see, okay, it's at this stage now. And even if you don't know me and you listen to this EP, I want you to just feel it and just listen and try to understand from there, and then that will allow you to go back to my old stuff, even if you haven't heard them, and to be able to reconnect and see the journey. But overall, I'm excited to be dropping the type of music that I want to drop, and not that I'm doing stuff based on industry standards, like you have to do certain things. But I'm just happy that I have a fan base that love what I do and want to listen.
In your perspective, how much music does somebody need to drop before they feel like their fans are ready for an album? And I say this because you say you haven't dropped enough, but on Friday you would have dropped your third EP already. So
this will be my fifth one.
Oh, well, correct me. Okay, so we have 5 EPs already out. So. I find it really strange when you say you want to announce after dropping I don't know when you're intending to drop that. You now want to ask fans, okay, April, oh, this guy's ready. It's after
done. It's literally ready. All the EPs are ready. I'm just literally planning and dropping them at the time that I want to drop them. And for me, I feel like as an artist, you need to understand that you don't want to be the person that they be like, but we didn't ask for this. Like, why are you giving us something we didn't ask for? So I only drop music based on my supporters when they ask, because I relate to them day in, day out. So I know when they say, yo, okay, guy, we've listened to this EP that you're giving us. Can we have more, please? So it's like they're asking for it. But if they didn't ask me, just drop something, they'll be like, but we didn't ask for this. We wanted the singles that you were dropping us. You know what I mean? So it's good to engage with them. Then, some of them are saying, yo, we need the album from you, but they're also happy with the EP as well. That's why when I announced that I was dropping the second one, they were like, yo, normally this guy will tell us that he's going to drop something, he doesn't drop it, type of thing. So I'm changing that, the way I do things now, which is just give them the music and, let them, take it in.
Earlier you mentioned that the last EP, I, is already completed, as in the song's already done. How do you decide which project includes which songs you've created? Because I want to know if we're getting a different project than myself, than me, than I.
So me was literally me telling myself that I have issues. I have things that, that I'm fighting with, that, maybe love life, maybe family, maybe, society, the industry. And that was just me understanding that there are problems in my life. And myself is me having that transition of okay, I understand the problems I have, okay, I haven't solved all of them, but I'm in a better space that I love myself more and I understand my journey. So then it's like that stage of, then I will be like, oh shit, I'm free now. I can do whatever I want to do, and nothing's holding me back. I don't need, if you don't love me, that's your problem. You know what I mean? If you don't want to work with me, that's also your problem. I'm not gonna force myself to be in people's lives or to ask for validation, because I don't need it. I've got God, I've got myself, and that's it. So I'm gonna play it from the way it's spelled. So I've done it in the sense that it spells myself. So each track spells myself. So the first one is Mumudani, the second one is You, the third one Self Love featuring Incisive, is a UK rapper and it's Ghanaian as well. The third one is called Emotions featuring Manifest. The fourth one is Emotions, and then the fifth one is Logos Prayer, and then the sixth one is called Fates. So I'm gonna play the first one now. This was produced by Prime.
Sound it. I pray for someone like you to do what you and become one. Yeah. If my stars go, at least I got you. I remain your go-to. Me a photo that you, 'cause I'm ready to give you my all. You do like me, yeah. When no one showed up, yeah. I've studied that this love around you. Oh, do what like nice too. I did for you.
So that's Mumudani. That's the first one. And then there's this track called You.
There's no sin without me. Even your flames are looking me. Say, who born these speaking? And they say for number two. Them the jealous hope is one. Why the fuck you and me? And now they go picking. Who are you? Who are you? You talking down on me. You talking about me. Yeah. Who are you? So who are you? You be talking down on me. You talking about me.
And then Self Love featuring Incisive. Hold on.
You might show me, magic come on me. Love and bless me. Oh, yeah. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down, yeah. I'm a gangster with loving. Let me give you sweet loving. You can never say I'm not nice. When I step out, me a spice. Oh, goddamn sugar, double tap to give myself life. Myself life. You might show me, magic come on me. Love and bless me. Oh, yeah. You need suffer. You need suffer. If you wanna love someone, you have to love yourself. You need.
And then this is Emotions featuring Manifest.
When you hear me say logo, you know it's a banger. You said I'm the one, the jokes on me. You call me a little fair, but you done so mommy. We speak all the time, till you don't know me. When I need you, see that you lost a good one. You, why you gotta play with my heart when I gave you all of me? Why you gotta play? Why you gotta play? Ooh. Why you gotta play with my heart when I gave you all of me? Why you gotta play? You promise you won't leave me, but you do that.
That's Emotions, and then Logos Prayer.
Yeah. When you hear me say logo, you know it's a bang. follow me for the world. Baby, I'm on my daddy, me back. Go back on me, so so I believe in me. No, you don't see. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's Logo's Prayer. And then I've got the last one's called Faked.
Yeah. When you hear me say logo, you know it's a banger. Just keep my clothes, I have to go outside. Time waits for no man, yes, it's cold outside. So not believe, yes, it's suicide. Don't kill your speed, don't let us slow you down. When I sleep, I'm passing through life. And then I wake in the morning to a brand new sight. The road is long, but I know my right from wrong. I don't miss my blessings, thank God for life. Yeah, that's why I'm thankful. Came from the dirt, I know what I went through. But I'm still thankful. Growing over life, so much pain, I feel so. No one listens unless you're winning now. I hold it down, body burns inside. Yeah. No more blessings, I'm good for now. Tryna find a way out. I just wanna be happy. Sometimes you gotta go outside to find your peace. Yeah.
My two favorite tracks are the ones that have the two rappers on it. And I wanted to ask you, both rappers, both of Ghanaian descent, although one is based in the UK and one is based in Ghana. What was the kind of the reasoning behind choosing those two features?
What's so crazy is that when I was doing the song, I actually totally forgot that they're both Ghanaian. It was just literally when I was doing the track listing and trying to say thank you to them, then I'm like, oh shit, they're both Ghanaians, and it's crazy. They came through for me, definitely. I told them, I said, please just listen to this song and just give me your best, you know what I mean? And then for Self-Love, I was in the studio with Incisive when we made that. So we created that from scratch.
Towards the beginning of the EP, I tried to write down some lyrics that you that was there. You kind of sounded like there was a bit of self-doubt, process of creating. You said you're asking yourself, who are you? I think on Self-Love, you mentioned, can't bring me down. I need some love. I love myself. Kind of reassuring yourself that you are confident. Literally. Did you go through something that, made you want to?
Yeah, because you is about just, I've been through situations where people actually doubt your abilities, or they doubt you, or in the closed door, in the closed rooms or whatever, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm so proud of you, but in somewhere else or in public, they're bashing your name, they're saying this and that. And it's like, who are you to talk down on me? Like, how dare you, type of thing. Like, who are you to talk down on me, type of thing. So, yeah. And then Self-Love is just me just telling myself and understanding that, yes, I love myself. So, and if I don't love myself, I can't love you. I can't love you the way I should love you. So, before you love somebody else, make sure you love yourself. And make sure you understand that.
Do you consider yourself a songwriter first or a singer?
I think it's a bit of both. I enjoy singing. I enjoy live performances. I enjoy just, cause I feel like whenever I'm on stage, it's a different energy because I'm just literally zoning out, me and the people that are there. And when I'm in the studio as well, it's a different energy as well. So I think they both play hand in hand.
From my understanding, you're independent, correct?
Yeah, I am.
What I heard on Clubhouse. Okay. So being an independent artist, is it safe to say that there's probably financial constraints when trying to push the EP?
Definitely, because it's crazy, yeah. Because I'm very transparent. I don't like to lie.
I see. I like that.
Me EP wouldn't have been where it is if it wasn't the supporters. I literally didn't do PR. Like, I literally didn't have no PR behind it. There was nobody championing it online. Like, you know, maybe other artists were like, it was literally, yo, the song's out here. I literally did Instagram paid promo and say, yo, listen, I just want you guys to listen to it. And just going back with the numbers on the Apple Music and Spotify, just to show like that there are actually people listening to it, and it shows you where they're listening to it. It just made me feel like, you know what, cool. I may not be the biggest of the biggest, but you know, there are people that are listening to the music. So I'm grateful for that, man.
So this is what I'm trying to reconcile, right? Now I understand like self-perception is different from external perception, right? So from my understanding, I'm not gonna cap, because what is capping ever done for anybody? I'm not saying like I avidly listen to your music, right? What drew me here was the fact that I was seeing you passionate. It was your passion that I'm hearing you talk about on Clubhouse. That's what drove me to say, okay, I want to be a part of this conversation. So this is the first time where I'm actually discovering your music, and what is drawing me to your music is you. It's not even the music. Like, yeah, the music is actually fire. Like the fact that now you got my attention enough to actually sit down and listen to each track. I now know you do good music, right? I've heard it from far and wide. I mean, you nominated for Damn Headies. Like, you must be doing something right. So when you say things and you kind of like, it's not that you downplay yourself, but sometimes when you talk about like, yo, like I reached out to Apple Music, like if they answer, it's cool. If they don't, it's not. Yo, like you talked about how you were on the Jules song and it, you know, how you didn't want to do it, but then you ended up doing it and it garnered like over 4 million streams. It's weird, like how you see yourself. I don't know if you see yourself as big as what you are. I'm not saying like you're a WizKid, but then again, how many artists do you? Like, I'm done trying to compare and use WizKid as a benchmark, right? I'm into looking at artists and seeing what they have done and like comparing to themselves, not in like in a way to beat you down or make you like be obsessed about what it is you're doing, trying to reach your try to outdo yourself. But for some reason, I feel like you don't big yourself up as much as you're supposed to. So I don't know if that's being humble or modest, or you're not seeing it's not adding up like the external perception towards yourself.
What people don't understand is that the way I am is the way I sound in my music is how I am. I'm very chilled. I don't like to see myself as I'm this big shot, because I feel like I'm just a normal person, you know what I mean? I'm the same as anybody else that's into my music, and that's where I carry myself from the start. I've never been fame hungry. I've never tried to like big myself up every time, you know what I mean? I'm just a normal guy that's talented, and I feel like whoever listens to my music kind of get that from me, and that's why they stick around, or maybe that's why they want to buy more into what I'm doing. So I've never been the type of person to, you know, even when I go into those rooms, I don't come into those rooms as like, oh shit, I'm Moelogo. No, I'm a normal guy. I'm just here to connect with people and, you know, let the music do the talking type of thing. And even sometimes when I go into rooms and they're like, oh shit, you even say that you wrote for this and that person, because I'm like, okay, it's not really a big deal. Like, I'm trying to do more, you know what I mean? It's just I see that writing for other people is like, it's just, for me, I see it as a job, you know what I mean? I'm just doing something to make money to continue doing what I'm doing as an artist, you know what I mean? So, and even with the industry stuff as well, is like, I keep myself away from that, because I've been around a lot of people, and I see that, you know, they're not themselves, because they're scared to be themselves, because they feel like if they do act like who they really are, they're going to lose props. So they put this shield up, like, because obviously, you know, perception, you know, the world likes that fake it. Like, I'm that shit, I'm that this and that. But I've always been the person that I said to myself, I will never fake it. Never, regardless of who's popping or what the industry wants, I'm gonna be myself. And, you know, yes, some people might not like it, but like I said, like, I'm making music for it to reach out to people that need it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be popular. You know what I mean? If it happens, then cool. You know what I mean?
To Jessica's point, the day I met Moelogo actually was also the day I was introduced to his music, and he was exactly the same way. It's very genuine, very laid back. He's not like, look at me doing this. But then we actually, observe like his social media. Like, he doesn't go, do the trendy things like, oh, I'm gonna make a TikTok and do the dance and do this. Like, he doesn't really do a lot of that. So like his I think with Moelogo, your mission is very like music driven. Like, it's all about the music for you. That's what I'm like getting. Something you said earlier Jessica about, you know, bigging yourself up at certain times and knowing where you stand as comparison to other artists. I feel like a lot of songwriters suffer from that same condition where it's like, yeah, you write for all these big artists, but then you also kind of feel, and I think I mentioned before, that self-doubt in yourself. So I think like this EP is kind of like, not only your coming out party, but it's like, all right, I'm Moelogo the artist. Yes, you put out, you know, tapes, project before, but it's like,
yeah,
now for like 2020, it's like you're coming into your own as a, not just a songwriter for that side.
Definitely, you're right, because there was a part of me, there was a time, and I'm like, okay, cool. I was doing the songwriting as it was like a hobby thing. I just said I wanted to do something. While I wasn't bringing out music, I wanted to write for other people, and it was fun. But then I kind of realized that, hold on, people in the industry was trying to now put me as a songwriter. I'm like, no, I'm not a songwriter. I'm an artist. Like, you know, I should be able to be featured on a song with you. And I felt like they appreciated me more to be the background guy for them to come for music and melodies. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that no more. Like, I'm gonna continue bringing out music, let people know that cool. Yes, I can songwrite, but I'm also the artist that you fell in love with at first. So that's not going away. I already do stuff already for that side. Like, I've got a song coming out that I wrote for Kelly Rowland that's coming out. I'm writing something for Brandy. So it's like I'm working on that side of things, but I just don't want people to feel like I'm not an artist no more, because I am. You know what I mean? So
he just name dropped Brandy and Kelly Rowland.
Like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing, right? Okay.
Flex.
Well, thank you for doing this, Moelogo. I definitely appreciate it. We're honored that we were first listening session.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Thank you guys, man, for even taking your time to listen. I appreciate it.